वीडियो को हिंदी में देखने के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन में दिए गए लिंक पर क्लिक करें। Hello students, welcome to DTC classes. In this video, we are going to discuss the key concepts, the standard symbols, basic terminologies, and the standard formulae of the chapter. We will also be solving a few representative examples. The most important part of the video is the discussion of the critical areas where most students lose their marks. So it would be a good thing if you note them down and make sure that you did not commit those mistakes. In this chapter, mensuration, we basically discuss how to calculate the surface area and volume of 3D figures. The 3D figures include cuboid, cube, cylinder, cone, sphere, hemisphere. Out of these figures, cuboid and cube have already been covered in class 9. So therefore, you may be asked questions using a cube or a cuboid. So you should be well prepared by revising the formulas of these two figures. Out of these four figures, sphere and hemisphere have been reduced in this year's syllabus. So therefore, we will not be facing any questions using sphere and hemisphere. Only cylinder and cone are in the syllabus. In our syllabus, the name of cylinder is right circular cylinder and the name of cone is also right circular cone. So if the question states that the right circular cone is there, then do not get confused. It's the same thing, no problem. Also, we have hollow figures. There were hollow cylinders, hemispherical shell and spherical shell. But now since hemisphere and sphere have been removed, we have only hollow cylinder in our syllabus. So you have to prepare for it as well. The most important thing in this chapter is the formulas. So if you do not remember the formulas, you will not be able to solve the sum. So you have to memorize the formulas thoroughly. And secondly, you will have to read the questions correctly about what the question asks and what is given in the question. So first thing, you have to memorize the formula thoroughly. So talking about the first shape, this is how a cylinder looks. There are two variables. One, that is h, that is height of the cylinder, and since the base of a cylinder is circular in shape, therefore we have the radius of the cylinder as small r. So we have h and r as two variables. The only cylinder in our syllabus is right circular cylinder. So if the question states a right circular cylinder has a radius something, it means our cylinder, same thing. So the formula for volume of the cylinder is pi r square h. We already know the value of pi is 22 by 7. Curved surface area, that is the surface area of the curved surface, also known as CSA, is 2 pi RH. Total surface area, also known as TSA, is basically the curved surface area plus the upper circle plus the lower circle. So curved surface area plus area of top circle plus area of lower circle is basically 2 pi r in brackets r plus h. If you open the brackets, you get 2 pi r square plus 2 pi RH. We also have hollow cylinders in our syllabus. Hollow cylinder is basically a cylinder which is empty in between. So there are basically two cylinders. They are not two cylinders, they just look like two cylinders. They are basically, one cylinder is basically the area that it occupies externally, and the another cylinder is basically the area, the volume that it occupies internally. That is the empty space. Both look like cylinders. So this is how a hollow cylinder will look like. The height, the external and internal height will be the same, but external and internal radius will not be the same. If you see a cylinder from top, you can see this top view. They are two concentric circles. The circle having the same center. Capital R represents the external radius and small r represents the internal radius. And this gap that is here is called the width. Width of the circle is width of the cylinder. That could be given in the question. So thickness of the cylinder, that is width, is capital R minus small r. Area of cross section or base. So that is basically this area of the ring. And the formula for area of ring is pi capital R square minus small r square. External curved surface area, that is the curved surface area from outside. The formula is 2 pi r h. Since the only variable different in external and internal is the radius, therefore 2 pi capital RH is the formula. Similarly, for internal CSA, we have 2 pi small rh. If we want to calculate the total surface area of the hollow cylinder or the pipe, we have to add the external CSA, that is 2 pi capital RH, plus the internal CSA, that is 2 pi small rh, plus area of top and area of base, that is twice into area of ring, that is 2 into pi capital R square minus small r square. To calculate the volume of material, if the hollow cylinder is made up of wood or iron or whatever material, I want to calculate how much does the material take. That means if you understand the concept, the volume occupied by the cylinder externally, that is what we see outside, and the empty space inside the cylinder, if you subtract these two, you get the area, the volume occupied by the material. So therefore, volume of the material is external volume minus internal volume. External, the formula for volume is pi r square h. So since r is the only variable that is different in external and internal dimensions, so we get pi capital R square h minus pi small r square h. So that is the volume of material. The next figure in our syllabus is a right circular cone or simply cone. So this is what a cone looks like. The vertical height has a symbol h, and since the base is a circle, so therefore it has the symbol radius. Radius is small r. This line, that is the slant height, is represented by the letter L. You can see that the radius and the height are perpendicular to each other. Therefore, this forms a right angle triangle. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can say that the hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square, or simply L square equals to R square plus H square. This is a standard formula. The formula for volume is 1 by 3 pi R square H. For to calculate the curved surface area, that is CSA, is pi R L, and total surface area is basically the curved surface area plus area of base, that is a circle. So pi R in brackets R plus L. If you open the brackets, you get pi R square plus pi R L. Beside these standard formulas, I have cooked up a few little formulas which help you to solve certain sums. These are not exact formulas, but they are more or less guidelines. So it gives you an idea how to solve these particular things. So if in the question you are asked number of smaller things, for an example, if I have melted a big cylinder and made small cones out of it, and I am asked what is the number of cones that I have made, so then the number of small things, that is the number of cones, is equals to area or volume. In this case, we'll use volume, but if it's a different case, you might also use area depending on the question. So area or volume of bigger things, I replace the word bigger things with cylinder here because the question says cylinder. So volume of cylinder divided by area or volume of smaller things. So this will become volume of cone. So therefore, the formula is adjustable. You can use your own words so that it fits the question. Next, you all are also requested to calculate cost. Sometimes you are asked to calculate cost of a certain thing. So cost is equal to rate into either length or area or volume. How will you know which one you have to use? Depends on rate. If the rate is suppose rupees 5 per meter, that is you have to calculate length. If it is per meter square, then you have to calculate area, and if it is per meter cube, then you have to calculate volume. So depending on the unit, if it's unit square or unit cube, you have to use accordingly the formula. Now you have to use your own judgment if you have to calculate CSA or TSA. So that would require the reading of the question properly. Also, you might also be requested to calculate weight. So if a certain thing has a certain weight, for example, the question states that the weight of iron is 7 gram per centimeter cube. So therefore, weight per centimeter cube, it could also have been meter cube multiplied by the volume. Generally, weight is associated with volume. So weight per centimeter cube into volume will give you the total weight of the solid figure that you have. The given figure represents a solid consisting of a cylinder surmounted by a cone at one end. Given that the common radius is 7 centimeter, the height of the cylinder is 13 centimeter, and the total height of the solid is 37 centimeter. Calculate subpart 1 volume of the solid, subpart 2 total surface area of the solid. First thing we do is copy the diagram and copy the data that is given in the question. So the common radius, that is R, is equal to 7 centimeter. The height of the cylinder, that is H1, equals to 13 centimeter. So I have taken the height of the cylinder as H1. Now I have to find out the height of the cone. Height of the cone, that is H2, is, since the total height is given as 37 centimeter and the height of the cylinder is 13 centimeter. So therefore height of the cone will be 37 minus 13, that is 24 centimeter. So now I have to calculate the volume of the solid. Now the solid is composed of a cylinder and a cone on top of it. So therefore volume of the solid will be volume of the cylinder plus volume of the cone. So therefore we'll put the formulas. So volume of the cone, volume of the cylinder is pi r square h1 plus volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h2. I take pi r square common. Therefore we get pi r square in brackets h1 plus 1 by 3 h2. Now I substitute the values of pi, r, h1 and h2 respectively. So I get 22 by 7 into 7 into 7, that is r square, into the h1 is 13 and h2 is 24. So 7 and 7 gets cancelled off. 3 cuts 24 8 times. 13 plus 8 is 21. So we get 22 into 7 into 21. That is 3234 centimeter cube. To calculate, next question is to calculate the value of total surface area of the solid. So first understand, how will you calculate the total surface area? Total surface area is basically the area that you can touch. So imagine the solid here. First you can touch the curved surface area of the cylinder and also you can touch the curved surface area of the cone. Plus you can touch the curved surface area of the base of the cylinder. Anything else cannot be touched. So therefore the volume, the total surface area of the solid will be curved surface area of the cone plus curved surface area of the cylinder plus area of base of the cylinder. But to calculate curved surface area of the cone, the formula is pi r L and we have to calculate L, that is slant height, before going further. So I calculate L, the formula is L square equals to R square plus H2 square, since H2 is the symbol for height of the cone. So R is 7 and H2 is 24. So therefore 7 square plus 24 square, that is 49 plus 576, that is 625. So therefore L is equals to square root of 625, that is 25 centimeter. Now I can put the formulas for the respective values. So we get pi RL plus 2 pi R H1 plus pi R square. So I take common pi R and we get pi R in brackets L plus 2H1 plus R. So which is there. Now I put the values of the respective symbols. So 22 by 7 into 7 in brackets, the value of L is 25, H1 is 24 and R is 7. So 7 and 7 gets cancelled off. 24 2s are 48. 48 plus 25 plus 7 gives me 80 and 22 multiplied by 80 gives me 1760 centimeter square. Drawing the diagram on the answer sheet is not part of the critical areas in this chapter. That means you can skip drawing the diagram in this chapter. It is not a compulsion. But if the question does not give the diagram and the description of the figure is given, you may choose to draw the diagram for your own understanding. But if you choose to draw the diagram, draw it using a pencil only and not use a pen in it. Also, you should also remember, even though there are standard symbols, but you should always write the symbols so that it becomes very clear to the teacher what symbols you have used for what. For example, there are multiple heights in this question. So I have used H1 and H2 to differentiate between those heights. Also, as always, you should write the formulas wherever necessary so that you never forget and never make a mistake. You must know the proper placement of each equals to's, and which implies else you'll lose quite a lot of marks. But the most important thing here is the usage of units. If you forget to write the units in your answer or anywhere in the question, then the teacher will circle it and cut marks. So it is very important to write the units and correct unit, or else you will lose quite a lot of marks. How many cones of radius 3 cm and height 4 cm could be casted by melting the iron from a hollow cylinder of external radius 5 centimeter, width 1 centimeter and height 16 centimeter. Also, find the weight of a cone if 1 centimeter cube of iron weighs 7 gram. In this question, we have not drawn the diagram because it is not required. So, we just did not want to put extra effort. But we will always copy the data and write the appropriate symbols so that the teacher know which symbol is for which value. So, the radius of the cone, I have symbolized it using R1 is equals to 3 centimeter. Height of the cone is H1 is equals to 4 centimeter. External radius of the cylinder capital R is equals to 5 centimeter and width of the cylinder is 1 centimeter. Since the external radius is 5 centimeter and the thickness, that is width, is 1 centimeter, therefore internal radius will be external radius minus width. So therefore internal radius of the cylinder, that is R2, is equals to 5 minus 1, that is 4 centimeter. And height of the cylinder H2 is equals to 16 centimeter. Number of cones is equals to, since we are asked to find the number of cones, and I remember I used the formula number of smaller things is equals to volume of bigger things by volume of smaller things. So therefore, I have adjusted the formula according to the language given in the question. Number of cones is equals to volume of iron in cylinder divided by volume of each cone. Now I will substitute the values, which is equals to, since this is a hollow cylinder and iron is the material, therefore volume of material of the cylinder is pi capital R square H minus pi small r square H. We will obviously use H2 R2 for respectively for the cylinder and divided by volume of each cone. The formula is 1 by 3 pi R square H. We will use R1 and H1. From the numerator, I have taken pi H2 common and we get pi H2 in brackets R square minus R square whole divided by 1 by 3 pi R1 square H1. So I'll cancel off pi and pi. We get and substitute the values of the respective symbols. So we get 16 in brackets 5 square minus 4 square. This 1 by 3 gets reciprocal and becomes 3 by 1. So into 3 whole divided by 3 square into 4. So 4 cuts 16 4 times. So we have 4 into 5 square minus 4 square, that is 25 minus 16, that is 9 into 3 whole divided by 3 square, that is 9. 9 and 9 gets cancelled off. So we have 4 into 3, that is 12 cones. So therefore number of cones formed are 12 cones. Also we need to calculate weight of the cone. So weight of one cone, weight of a cone is equals to weight per centimeter cube into volume, since the volume is in centimeter cube. So therefore it is already given weight is 7 gram per centimeter cube. So 7 into, and I put the formula of volume of a cone, that is 1 by 3 pi R1 square H1. I substitute the values of R, H and pi. We get 7 into 1 by 3 into 22 by 7 into 3 square, that is 3 into 3 into 4. So 7 and 7 gets cancelled off, 3 and 3 gets cancelled off. So we get 22 into 3 into 4, that is 264 grams. So weight of one cone is 264 grams. If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button and also share it with your friends so that the video can reach to the maximum number of people. If you still have any confusion with the chapter or is there any sum that you have problem with, please do comment them below so that I can help you to solve them. You can support the channel by clicking on the icon and subscribing to the channel, and also do not forget to press the bell icon so that you never miss any of my updates.